Welcome, I'm Pat Weiner from the Loadoll Company, and today we're going to go over the Loadoll II rollback, which is designed to haul 20-foot containers, but you can also haul other equipment such as vehicles and equipment with it. When you get to the area where you're going to pick up your piece, the first thing you're going to do is put your transmission into neutral with your foot on the brake. You're going to pull the emergency brake. You're going to dump your airbags. You're going to turn on your PTO. And you're going to go to your cruise control and hit the plus sign to run the RPMs up to 1,000 RPMs. Let's come around the side. I'll show you some more options. If you spec your truck with an air quick disconnect, this is where it's going to be mounted. So remove the cap. You can put your air chuck right into here, and then you can fill a tire or run an air impact off of this. This is a 50-foot hose it comes with. This is our ladder. To use the ladder, remove these two pins. Secondary latch, pull this down. Put these pins back in. And now I'm ready to climb the ladder. Our toolbox has a secondary latch on it. The secondary latch is so if a driver forgot to latch the toolbox properly, it's not going to come open in traffic and damage something. So all you do to open the toolbox is you turn this sideways, push it in, twist your handle, your toolbox is now open. Next thing is our container pins, which are right here. First thing you're going to do is you're going to pull this pin here, and you're going to remove this pin. This pin here you're going to leave in. When you pull the container up, the container is going to butt up against this pin, which will line the hole of on the side of the container up with this hole. So once that's done and that hole is lined up, you put this pin back in, drop it back in there, put this pin back in, and you do that on both sides. And that locks the container in on the front. You'll notice going down the side that we have chain pockets and strap pockets alternating down the sides. It's recommended that you tie your container down with chains and straps. The next is our control panel. The very first control rolls the bed back and forth. The second control operates the chain forward and backwards. And the third control tilts the deck up and down. We also have a remote that does the exact same functions as I just described. It does all of those on this remote. And all you do to use it is turn it on the green button, turn it off with the red button. If you were to lose pairing with the receiver, the pairing instructions on how to repair it are right here. And one of the things on there it says is look for the yellow flashing light. There is a yellow flashing light right here on the remote, but the flashing light they're talking about is on the receiver. So you want to remember that. What we're going to do is we're going to roll the bed back to get out of the lockdowns. Before you tilt it, you have to be out of the lockdowns. So let's go up to the front and make sure we're out of the lockdowns. As you can see right here is the lockdowns, and here's where they go into, and we are out of them. So we are safe to tilt this deck. We want to tilt this deck 10 degrees up. Before we tilt the deck up, I want to show you how the chain works. So to make the chain work forwards and backwards, that's forwards, down is reverse. So that's how that works. So I'm going to tilt this deck up now 10 degrees. And then I'm going to roll it back. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll it back, and then I'm going to tilt it down so that the approach plate and the stabilizer touch the ground. And we're going to make sure that firmly is on the ground. You can see that is on the ground. Now, we have a chain connector, and this chain connector works basically like this. It's grooved out in here, and there's a pin right here, and that pin locks this onto the chain. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to put this on the chain, and then you're going to pull it forward. That is now locked on. Now, if I need more of an extension, I'm going to grab an extension chain. I'm going to drop that into here. And now I've got an extension chain out to the end of the rollback. Now you can get a V-sling that has connectors for the containers on it, and that V-chain can go right in here and into the connectors. Also, you can haul other equipment besides containers. You can do cars and equipment, and if you're going to do a vehicle, this is called a V-bridle. And this has got small J hooks, it's got a T hook and an R hook. And those are for going into the frames of a vehicle. And so basically what you do is you hook onto here, and that's basically it. Now you can hook onto a vehicle. To remove your chain connector, we're going to do just the opposite. So we're going to push in this button, we're going to push it back, and we're going to push it up. That's how easy that is to take on and off. Now, we're going to talk about the shoe locks down here on the bottom. I'm going to raise it up a little bit to make it easier to talk about. So we're going to tilt it down just a little bit and run it up. So, on these shoe locks, what you do is you leave the container off a foot or two off the back. Underneath the container, there's a hole underneath the container, and what you have on a shoe lock, you have a shaft and you have a flat plate, and they have pins that go in here. And basically what you do is you put that shaft in that hole with the flat plate, and then the side hole you put the pins in. That locks it in. Then what you do is you slide your container up, go into the pin locks, and it's going to lock right in there. And then besides having that, you should still chain it down and strap it down. Now, when you tilt this down, you want to run your deck up so that you're centered over the rear wheels. You want about 50% over the rear wheels. So we are centered over there, so we're going to go ahead and run her down. Now that's in the lock position. Always make sure you chain and strap your containers down. Now, when it comes time to unload the container, we're going to go up here on the deck, and we got a push blade. And this push blade is going to push the container off. And basically what this does, it has the same connector that we just talked about down there where we connected it to the chain. Same pin connection, everything. So all we basically do is we put this on the chain link, drop it on, and what this blade is going to do is going to push the container off going forward. That's pretty much it, and I want to tell you thank you for taking the time to learn about the Loadoll II.